Welcome to Jazz Piano Daily. This is lesson 37, and today we are going to be talking about Fly Me to the Moon, and we're going to be using our chord shells. So what I'm going to do is for the next few lessons, I'm going to break up the song Fly Me to the Moon in 8 measure segments. So over the next 3 lessons, you'll learn the entire song. Then we're going to talk about some improvisation over the same song. All right, so let me play it for you so you can hear what this sounds like. All right, here we go. All right, so that's the first 8 measures. Let's dig into what's going on here. All right, so first of all, what you'll notice is that in the music, which I'll show you how you can get this music in just a minute, but in the music, you're going to see things like this. So it says C number 21. That's Jazz Piano Daily lesson 21, in which I talk about chord shells, all right? So here I'm using a root 7 chord shell in the left hand right here, okay? Right over here, this is a root 3 chord shell. Again, if you don't understand what those are, go back to lesson number 21. All right, so let's just go ahead and play this. So starting with your pinky, and then going to the root 3 for D minor. So, okay, and then lift up, thumb, and then the G7. All right, get that. See a little bit of comping rhythm going on there in the left hand for that C major, just to make it so that it's not, this boring, constantly on the beat, right? Just to do something a little bit differently. On the beat. All right, this is root 7 for F major, root 7 for B minor 7 flat 5. Okay, and then let's just do this last line. The next chord we're going to go to is D minor, so if you want to just get that next chord, it's going to be D minor in the left hand. All right, so what I want to do right now is let's just play this nice and slowly, okay? I'm going to play the left hand along with the right hand. You notice that I'll play the rhythm pretty much as written here, but sometimes I might change it around a little bit, okay? So let's start very slowly. A little bit faster. All right, let's try playing it along with the band track. I'm going to put the band track on 110, all right? So good. Let's do it one more time. Try just the right hand if you can't get both. All right, so you'll see here what I wrote in is that you can also anticipate these chords along with the melody if you want to, right? So you can kind of bring this chord right here and play it, along with that note if you wanted to. Same thing with the G7. You could play the G7 up along with that melody note as well. Okay, so you can, feel free to move these chords around. You want it to sound relaxed, right, when you're playing the song. So as long as it's not stiff, it really doesn't matter where you're putting the chord. Just obviously, I wouldn't play it too much. right? I mean, I would say that's a little ridiculous. But if you want, another good thing to practice is 4 to the floor. all right? And 4 to the floor is just playing quarter notes in that left hand. And we'll end up talking about that in a later lesson. But anyway, this is the first 8 measures of Fly Me to the Moon. Now, what you want to be smart about in this is understand that this is teaching you how to take chord shells in the left hand and apply the melody to the right hand. You might say, hey, Willie, I don't like this song at all. Fine, then you don't have to play this song. But I would suggest learning this song because, number one, it's a classic standard, and number two, this will help you to get down that understanding of how to play the chord shells along with the melody, all right? So I would at least do that so you have that understanding. But if you want, take this concept and apply it to other standards. You don't have to just play it on Fly Me to the Moon. All right, so the other thing I wanted to let you know about is if you want to get the sheet music for the lesson, just go back to jazzpianodaily.com or take a look at the card that just popped up on the right side of the video. If you like the videos, you like these Jazz Piano Daily videos, please do subscribe to the channel, like the video, turn on notifications. All right? And then remember, you can always just go back to the website, Jazz Piano Daily. Going to be adding in a bunch of new lessons, and we're actually going to be going live in just a couple of weeks with a brand new site. So be sure to check that out. All right? Now, in terms of your practice on this, remember, do the right hand separately if you want. Do the left hand separately, and then play them together. You don't have to do them hands together if you don't want, right? And then, like I said, also, with that comping in the left hand, feel free to put in, the comping wherever you want. Now, one question you probably do have is, hey, when do I know to use root 7 or root 3? Well, I typically gravitate towards root 7 because it just kind of spreads out the chord a little bit more, sounds a little bit fuller than just a root 3. But when I am moving from, like, say, A, and I'm moving up a fourth or down a fifth, right? So you see how A to D is down a fifth or A to D is up a fourth? When I'm moving like that, see how much easier it is to move from root 7 to root 3? So sometimes I will move to a root 3 chord because it just makes it easier. Root 7 for G7? Well, look, when I move to the C, the root 3 makes a lot of sense. Root 7 for F, right? So you see that nice pattern? And I'm playing thumb and pinky, thumb and middle finger, or thumb and pinky, thumb and second finger. You decide. Thumb and pinky, and then here I move up to the B, and then move to the root 3 for the E, and then A minor. And notice right here, I changed this one around just a little bit. What did I do on the A7? Oh my goodness, I added in the third of the chord. Why did I add in the third? Just because it makes it even fuller. So you might say, hey, well, Willie, can I do that for all of these chords? Sure, you can, but you're going to hear how some of them are going to get a little bit too low, especially like that F, right? But that is another chord shell. This right here would be a root 3-7 chord shell, okay? That's a root 3-7, whereas this one right here is just root 7. Okay, so that's root 7, this is root 3-7. All right, so anyway, practice this. Go slow with it. If you can't get it in a day, don't worry about it. That's okay. You can always come back and watch the lesson again. All right, so anyway, that's it for me. Thanks, guys. I'll see you back at Jazz Piano Daily.